Hope you are doing well today. Hope you've had a great week. We've had a good week. You've had a good week? I included you in that week.
I was wondering when we start speaking French.
No French. Anyhow, today I just want to touch on our children, and that Yahuwah said he would bless us with our children. And when he blessed us, he has also blessed our seed. But it's our diligence. It has to be our diligence to teach them the way in which they should go. And that comes through us living the Torah, talking the Torah, teaching the Torah, and obviously walking means being a live example to them. But it does say in the Bible that we are to speak to them in the morning and in the evening and at night, when we're up, when we're sleeping, so that everything that the world is telling them gets shushed and they hear it and they put it in their heart. That especially now that we just finished the book of Ecclesiastes, which talks about how pretty much everything in the world of those that are not connected to Yahuwah, and it could be us too if we don't take care of ourselves, is vanity.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that now it's so easy for our children to be connected to electronic devices and being on different platforms. And so we just have to be more diligent at teaching them the word. And I just wanted to give you a few examples from the Bible. So if you want to go with me, we could go to the book of Numbers, 6:22. So let me do that real quick. I logged on without being prepared, so I apologize. Number 6:22, and what does that say? That says, and Yahuwah spoke to Moshe, saying, speak to Aharon and his sons, saying, this is how you bless the children of Israel. And you say to them, Yahuwah bless you and keep you. So this is the Aaronic benediction, and that's why it's called Aaronic, because it was spoken to Aaron for Aaron to speak it to the children of Israel. Yahuwah bless you and keep you. Yahuwah make his face to shine upon you and favor you. Yahuwah lift up his face upon you and give you shalom. Thus they shall put my name on the children of Israel, and I myself shall bless them. Amen. Now let's go to Deuteronomy, which is Devarim 28:1. And it shall be if, what does if mean?
It's an operator, suggesting that there are multiple directions that can stem from the proposition.
Right. So you have an option to go this way or this way. But if you go Yahuwah's way, right? And these blessings shall come upon you and overtake you if you obey the voice of Yahuwah, your Aloha. So he just told you that he would bless you, but you have to obey. And then there's where he teaches you, you're going to be blessed in the city, and you're going to be blessed in the field, and your fruit is going to be blessed. Your livestock is going to be blessed. Everything is going to be blessed. Even the enemies that rise against you will be taken down. Storehouses would be blessed, right? And then in Psalms, so when we're asking for Yahuwah to bless us, he already told you that the blessing is there. So what we have to do is obey and not ask for so many blessings because they're already there. It's ours for the taking, right? Psalms. Where's Psalms? I'm not finding Psalms. There we go. Psalms 37. Let's go to 37:26. All day long, he is showing favor and lending, and his seed is for a blessing. His seed. So what is his seed?
Children of Israel.
Amen. So I know the world is rough, but we have a greater chance of our children growing up straight and serving Yahuwah if we're doing the same and we're being obedient. And then if we go to Psalm 68, 60, wow, Psalms is very long. 68:19. Blessed be Yahuwah. Day by day he bears our burden, the El of our deliverance. So he's blessed, and that's how he could bless us. He lives in blessing. He is blessing. He's everything. So what do you have to add? Anything? About our children, Yahuwah blessing them. We're children too. We're Yahuwah's children.
Amen. That's the crux of the matter. Is you were talking about those children, all the seed of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And well, that's people desiring the blessing of Yahuwah.
Mm-hmm.
That's really the crux of the matter. Do people desire that blessing, or are they after a different kind of blessing? We tend to want to determine
our own blessing.
Yeah, what is a blessing?
Mm-hmm.
And what we consider a blessing may not be what Yahuwah considers a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
So we first have to make up our minds. Is the way of Yahuwah for me? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is Yahuwah's way the way I want to go? Because
mm-hmm.
if we fail to make that decision, we will forever be in a state of hot and cold.
A seesaw.
Yeah. Lukewarm. You're either kind of in, kind of out.
Mm.
Kind of not caring, kind of just hoping for what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen it so many times. I saw a pastor the other day just talking about that. A little bit, probably a little differently, but talking about whether we really believe in what we claim we believe in. Because what a lot of people really are doing
mm-hmm.
is asserting that they know about it. They're not professing that they believe it.
There's a big difference.
Very big difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you know the Bible? Yes, I know the Bible. Yeah, I know. It's like, well, I know Huckleberry Finn. Do I believe it? No, I don't believe in, some of his stories.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to, be confirmed in our minds whether we believe or not, because otherwise, the blessings of Yahuwah can never follow you if you're not a real believer. If you're not walking in this halachot, not because you want the blessing, but because you believe Yahuwah is our sovereign.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we want to kind of relate to our children. That the parents believe Yahuwah is our sovereign. It is because of him that the parents believe that Yahuwah is our sovereign. If the parents don't believe it,
right.
Children will never believe it.
Right.
You'll just, hear what I say, but don't do what I do what I say, but don't do what I do. No, that will never work with children. So if it's really true that you believe in Yahuwah, then every effort, all your diligent effort should be to walk in his way, so that the instruction that we give our children is not by word of mouth, but by our actions, by our living.
Well, I think it has to come through both, because it says faith comes by hearing.
Yes. But it's because we're doing the things that we ought to be doing. They're seeing, if we're keeping Shabbat, it's not just about seeing us keep Shabbat. They're hearing the things of Shabbat. If we're doing Pesach, it's not just about them seeing Pesach, it's about hearing. So we're passing something on. I wonder sometimes. I don't know if you guys do, if you're believers, but and you have children, and you're hoping that they, Yahuwah is with them because of your walk, and that they will continue in the way, so that they become light to others.
Like King David, where his son Shlomo became even greater than him.
Exactly. You're hoping, but
I just read that in my morning devotion.
Amen. Yeah, you want for your children to be.
Speaking of children, come children. Moshe is speaking.
Yeah, you want them to walk in a way and to learn about Yahuwah, and to get to know him. Because unless we teach our children how to know Yahuwah, the voice of Yahuwah, they'll hear all kinds of things that may take them away from Yahuwah. You have to.
Yeah.
I think one of the things we have to do is teach them how to hear the voice of Yahuwah. Like when.
Yes. Very important.
Was it Shmuel?
Yes, with when she took the baby to him, Hannah. She was barren, and then she asked Yahuwah, "Please, I want a child, and I'll give him to you." And when he was weaned, she took him to Eli. I think it was Eli, or no, was it? I get him confused anyway. But anyhow, yes. And then he heard a voice 3 times, and the little boy thought that, it was the priest. And he's like, no. And then he's like, finally, no, that's Yahuwah talking to you.
Right.
But he heard the voice
He heard the voice and didn't know what he heard. He thought it was someone else. And that's why it's important that we teach our children how to hear the voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And it says that my sheep know my voice.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, that's funny that you mentioned that, because I was meditating on that this morning, and I'm like, because I asked Yahuwah, I want to walk in his way, and I want to hear his voice, whether it's whatever way it is. But there's some people that talk there, they're like, oh yeah, I heard Yahuwah, and I'm like, really? I'm like, I want that, And then I'm like, but I have to be hearing him. I just don't I recognize it, but sometimes I confuse it thinking it's my own, because I'm like, if I'm in the walk, then I have to hear his voice, because he says that his sheep hear his voice.
Yeah.
So with all this noise in the world, it just, it confuses us adults sometimes, it could.
That's a very, that could be controversial, but it's very simple, actually. Because we all hear the voice of Yahuwah. And I can tell you this, Usually, the voice of Yahuwah is speaking contrary to you.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, the voice of Yahuwah speaks contrary to us, so that what we're hearing is not what we really wanted to hear. It's contrary.
Okay.
And if you look at all those who hear from Yahuwah, it's not exactly what they expected.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, they got to do a double take.
Say what?
Are you sure, Yahuwah? You want me to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Because our ways are not his ways.
Mm-hmm. Our
thoughts are not his thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And what we would do is not what he would do.
Mm-hmm.
So if you hear that small voice that's contrary to you, don't run away from it. Be still for a minute. Because the moment something starts speaking to you that says what you do really want to hear, you want to shut that voice up quickly. Because, I have enough to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I have enough to deal with already.
Mm-hmm.
That's the voice of Yahuwah.
Mm-hmm.
You can be silent and just listen.
Amen.
And then, Yahuwah instructs us, let's hear the matter.
Mm-hmm.
If we refuse to hear the matter, then usually you're refusing to hear the voice of Yahuwah.
Mm-hmm. Amen. Okay. Told word. Very good word.
Amen.
Amen. So I hope you all have a great Shabbat, and with that also a great Shavua, a great week. If you want to join us on Shabbat service, 1:30 p.m., Miami-Dade Yahad, Facebook and YouTube. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.